I have an admission for you. It may surprise you, may not. I am not big on goals. I think they're overrated. But that's just my opinion. And my opinion might change tomorrow. It might have changed by the time you listen to this. It might change between the time I record this and the time I release it. But if goals work for you, do goals. Have all the goals you want. Have all the goals you need to have. Short-term goals, long-term goals. Knock yourself out. But just know this. The more goals you have, the greater the chance will be that you will fail to meet one or more of them. And that's not my opinion. That's just math. That's just basic probability. And you have to be honest with yourself about how not reaching a goal affects your overall mental health, self-image, productivity, etc. For instance, if you have a really strong sense of self and a really strong internal infrastructure, you may fail to hit a goal and think, okay, that's cool. Maybe not now. Maybe in 6 months. Maybe next year. And you just keep going. But if you don't have that stability and that internal infrastructure and you fail to meet a goal, you may lock yourself in your house for 3 days and sulk and binge a show you've already seen and eat DoorDash, which would put you even more behind. Just things to think about. But I don't do New Year's resolutions either. I had one thing I wanted to do differently this year. I wanted to stop trying to be everything to everybody. And here's an update. I am absolutely killing it. And it feels amazing. I really only have one goal. I have one goal every single day. And that goal is to walk in the knowledge of who I am in Christ and who He is in me. That's it. And everything beyond that is just gravy. Just bonus. Icing on the cake. Cherries on the sundae. So if Christ in me in Christ, is my single focus, my single goal, and my goal, listen to this, and my goal is something I already possess, then I am 100% successful at achieving my goal. That's the thing about Christ. That's the thing about the kingdom. You start with complete wholeness. You start at perfect righteousness. You start with the keys in your hand. It's pretty amazing and kind of terrifying. But how much confidence would you have if you saw yourself as a person who hits 100% of your goals 100% of the time? Pretty confident, I would say. Like, what kind of swagger would you have? How would you walk into a room? I dare to say you could walk into any boardroom, onto any stage, into any mastermind, hop onto Zoom with anybody, and know you belong there. Not only that you belong there, but that the people in that room, regardless of their own respective credentials, could learn from your wisdom. I'm beginning to see Him for who He really is. And as a result of that, I'm beginning to see me for who I really am. This is what I want for you. But you may need someone in your life like me, and not just me, I can recommend others, but you may need an algorithm hacker, a pattern disruptor, to remind you who you are by reminding you who He is. See, we as humans tend to believe what we're told by people who we trust, and we tend to believe what is convenient and comfortable. We tend to think the same things and do the same things repeatedly until we are challenged. And I want to challenge you because I myself have been challenged. My algorithm has been hacked. My patterns have been disrupted. And it feels good. And it's liberating. And the more you become cognizant of the opportunities available for you to opt into good stuff, the more you realize you can opt out of the bad stuff that has no benefit to you. And when you know who you are in Him and who He is in you, there's really not a whole lot to be intimidated by. You are Yahweh's address, and He maintains His house. It's well kept, it's beautiful, and everything is paid in full. I'm Ryan Coleman, the real Ryan Coleman on Instagram, not Ryan Coleman on X. If you like this podcast, then you'd probably enjoy my free ebook. It's called Problems to Proverbs, Ancient Wisdom for the Modern World, Volume 1. I've condensed 13 years of thoughts into a 10-minute read. But I hope it takes you longer than 10 minutes. I hope it makes you put your phone down and stare off into the distance and ponder. Pondering is always one of our goals. Laughing, crying, pondering, these are all good things. If I can get you to do one or all of these, you'll probably retain the information better. Little tip for you writers out there. You can also join me in school. That's SKOOL, school. Our group is called Content Creators. We talk about our creative processes, mindset stuff, identity. There are courses you can go through, lots of good, valuable stuff that you're only going to get right there in school. I'm going to get into more topics like this one I've discussed today. I'll be speaking more about our identity in Christ and our role in the marketplace, which we have either largely abdicated or simply haven't inherited the infrastructure to accept or pursue. So, as a responsible adult, I would suggest that you go to school and that you stay in school. Again, that's SKOOL, school. As always, thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.